everybody. If you've been feeling out of balance, depressed, tired, sleepless, oftentimes we hear that in relation to hormones that are out of balance. But the root cause of these problems could be lesser known chemicals called neurotransmitters. Here to explain, please welcome from the Amaya Wellness Clinic, registered nurse Dasha Minchik and Amaya patient Sylvia Bradley. Hi. Okay, we're going to get into what neurotransmitters are in a moment, but first, what you are dealing with is something that so many people talk about, and it's just chalked up to aging, and right. We don't have to accept that anymore, Dasha.
Absolutely. The entire quality of our life revolves around what's called the neuroendocrine axis. You have the endocrine system, and it's very popular now for that to be addressed with treating and balancing hormones, right, like estrogen, testosterone,
thyroid,
progesterone,
yeah,
thyroid. But the neurotransmitters, the neurological part of that axis, has not been really addressed.
Which is kind of the why you're having the breakdown in your hormones, why the imbalance is happening. Okay.
Exactly.
And the result of that imbalance or depletion is what you were experiencing, which was what?
Depression, gaining the weight, and of course weight was going to depress you even so.
Yeah.
But life at 62 is something that you want to try to maintain and to be a lot more present in the future. So my life is to be great and around for my husband and my family. And when I met Dr. Powell at the Amaya Clinic and Dasha, they changed that for me.
Because normally you had been kind of this full of life person.
Yes, I'm very hyper. I'm very into excitement and doing things that everyday life, you know, working out 6 days a week, going to yoga 6 days a week. So it's something that I start to question, do I want to go to church in the morning? Do I want to get up and go to work out? And that's not me. So I start thinking something's wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. And as they say, when mama ain't happy, nobody in the family is happy.
That's right.
So your husband is here today, your husband Chuck. And so Chuck, you started noticing some changes. What was that like for you?
Different. No, she's on the go all the time. But a lot of times, if you're depressed, there's this blankness in you. Not the same person, not the wife I grew to know, and that somehow needed to change. So.
Yeah, and so the answer oftentimes, Dasha, is, okay, what's the symptom? Well, we'll medicate that one away. Okay, we'll give you an antidepressant. Okay, what else? We'll give you something to help you sleep, something to help you wake up. Oh. That really does more harm than good, and you're still not getting to the root problem.
Exactly, and that's why it ultimately exacerbates the conditions. You have all the harmful, very toxic metabolites from the breakdown of all of those medications, where none of that has to be. It's so unnecessary. When patients call into our clinic, oftentimes the first thing they'll say is, because they've done their reading, they've done their research, and they'll say, you know, I feel really, really bad. I have a good life. I have a good spouse. I have a great job, but I just
can't
don't
explain
feel
why.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly, and there's this invisibility around their symptoms because they're very real and they feel them so acutely.
Yeah. And sometimes people say, you need to go see a psychiatrist.
That's exactly.
Right? And you're like, I'm not crazy, I just don't feel good.
Exactly, and that's why they even stop talking to people about it.
Yeah.
They don't tell their friends, because what is the point? Everybody's just going to say, just go see a psychiatrist.
So when we say that neurotransmitters, what they do, they're chemicals that allow signals across the nervous system, all right? And then some examples of some of those things could be like dopamine.
Yes, the most common, everybody's probably heard of the word serotonin.
Mm-hmm.
Serotonin, when you walk into a doctor's office and you say, I just don't feel right, and then they say, oh, okay, you're depressed, they get the prescription pad out. But here's the thing. Normally they will prescribe a drug that addresses and manipulates the serotonin, but it may not be serotonin. We have many more neurotransmitters than that.
Glutamate, endorphin, dopamine. Yeah, and the thing is, what you all like to do is you don't want to trick the body. You want to restore the body.
We test, not guess. You've got to, the patient gets caught up in the revolving door, and that's what's tragic. They end up spending so much time, so much money, so much time off of work trying to figure out what's wrong, all these prescriptions, because they're guessing.
Yeah. So you actually do the test, you figure out what somebody may be depleted in, help them through a number of things to rebuild, let the body rebuild itself, and then the difference is, the change is what?
Yes. My attitude toward life, I enjoyed doing what I was doing before. My exercise was back. I didn't have any question about it. I didn't have any choice about going back to my church. And those things are important to me. And life for me is to make sure that I don't take medications. I like to have an alternative method of doing whatever I'm doing, because I had the ultimate vision of what my family looked like back when. And I don't want to look like that or be like that. No medication for me.
She's back? He's like, yes, she's back. All right, this is really, really interesting and such cutting-edge medicine. For more information about neurotransmitters, call the Amaya Wellness Clinic at 713-772-7887, 713-772-7887, or find them on the web at amayaclinic.com. If you call them today, you can get $50 off the cost of a neurotransmitter test package. As Dasha said, we test, we don't guess, so finally get you on the road to feeling like your old self again. Thank you very much. It's awesome, she says. Up next, how this little boy did a big thing. He saved his classmate's life. We'll tell you how next.